Well, joining us now in the studio is Africanews Deputy Editor, Razia Atma. Razia, a warm welcome to you. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, and it's good to be here. Bonjour.
Yes.
How are you, Henan?
Very good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Cool.
Razia, South Africa has lost an icon, Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. And indeed, the world, South African and the world are paying homage to Winnie Madikizela-Mandela.
You're right, Jerry. Definitely, Winnie Madikizela-Mandela has left quite a legacy, and it's very difficult for anyone to ignore what she did and the fact that she's a global icon, an icon when we talk about racism, when we talk about apartheid. And indeed, comments are pouring in, tributes are pouring in, not just from South Africans, but from politicians, from leaders, from celebrities. We've heard from Davis, Viola, American actress, Idris Elba. These are people who stand for the fight against racism. We've heard from so many people, you know, talking about just what an icon, what you know, she was in this fight against apartheid in South Africa. So it's not just South Africans alone who are reacting, but the entire international community as well. We've heard from the former South African Archbishop Desmond Tutu, who said particularly that Winnie Mandela was such a major symbol when it came to the struggle against apartheid. And several groups are also reacting to this death of Winnie Mandela, and the ANC Women's League said she will forever remain an encouraging figure in the fight against patriarchy and male chauvinism in and outside politics. And other opposition politicians have also joined, you know, the mourning that has already started with being equally gracious. And we have the leader of DA party saying, you know, South Africans, yes, have lost a great South African. That is Musi Maimane, who was speaking to Daily Maverick yesterday evening. And African Union Commission Chairperson Musa Faki Mahamat said that the AU joins the continent and beyond in grief at the passing of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, who will forever, as he wrote, be remembered as a global icon and a fearless campaigner.
Well,
Razia, you must also note that the entire website was inundated with tributes. Now, here's some. Gregor Curio argues that with the death of Winnie Mandela, a page in African history is turning, that of the heroes who sacrificed their entire lives for freedom, but whose ideals have been betrayed by the greed of their successors. Other reactions, but more in the direction of criticism, people denounced her stand on the torture of the tie around the neck of traitors, although some remain convinced that everything has been done to demonize Winnie Madikizela-Mandela.
Dénonçant donc une diabolisation injuste de Winnie Mandela, icône de la nation sud-africaine.
Razia, we do know that President Ramaphosa, South African President Ramaphosa, has made some announcements as regards funeral plans. Could you share some light on some of those announcements made?
Well, last evening there were, you know, masses of South Africans celebrating the life of Winnie Mandela outside her home. And this is when President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that Winnie Mandela will be accorded a state funeral in just about 2 weeks' time. And when he was
April
addressing...
14th,
yes, that is April 14th. There will be a state funeral. And just before that, there will be 3 days of, you know, special memorial of her life. And this is going to be an official, you know, memorial ceremony that will take place on April 11th. And let me just read exactly what he said. There will be many other memorial functions across the country in almost every province. We would like to express our gratitude and our thanks to many across the country and the world who are wishing us well, who are wishing her movement well. That is Cyril Ramaphosa there speaking last evening outside Winnie Mandela's home in Soweto.
Deep loss there for South Africa and indeed for the fight against apartheid and all the people around the world who, I mean, hold dear causes such as, I mean, standing up against oppression and any form of any form of oppression, that is. And also, indeed, Winnie's place in history has been etched and engraved in South Africa's history, that is.
Yes, no one will take away her place. At least she's left quite a mark. It will be remembered forever.
Razia, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us on the program this morning to talk about
this. Welcome.
That was Africanews' deputy editor, Razia Atman. Up next is the International Africa Journal, rather.
Le Journal de l'Afrique, restez avec nous.